let me know what you guys saw so I can go back over it. By the way, this is Eloise. She's very cute. Still waiting on somebody to help me out. What was the last thing you guys saw? I'm going to assume that you guys heard my intro. Quinn, by the way, the stream just cut out, so I'm sitting here dancing while I'm waiting for everybody to catch up. So, going to go ahead and move on to the Caesar salad dressing that's going to go with our pizza. Most salad dressings do better if you make them early and let the flavors kind of marry together a little bit, so that's why I'm doing this now. The pizza's going to come together so quick that I'm not going to freak out that we're doing this now and we're going to have less time to do the pizza. The other great thing about this particular one is it makes a lot. It makes a 1 1/4 cup, and that's probably enough to serve like 12 people. So, yeah. And Quinn, that's funny. I definitely would use whole garlic heads if I knew that it was just me that was going to have it, but I know my wife is going to eat this later, so definitely want to go a little more reasonable on the garlic. I love garlic, but I'm going to stick to the recipe today. So, 3 garlic cloves, a tablespoon Worcestershire sauce, a 1/4 cup Kalamata olives. Alright. Kalamata olives. For Worcestershire, there is such thing as vegan Worcestershire if you want to make this completely vegan. So feel free to get that. I'm going to use the real stuff. The label came off, but you're going to have to trust me. This is actual Worcestershire, just because might as well use it up. Need Dijon mustard, Grey Poupon, Parmesan cheese, red wine vinegar, lemon. And hi again, Nelly. Good to see you. For the red wine vinegar, you can substitute out different types of vinegar. It'll probably still work. So if you got champagne or sherry vinegar or something like that, it might not be exactly how mine tastes, but it'll still work. All right. This calls for parsley. This is embarrassing, but I actually left that outside. I'm going to have to go grab that. And pepper and olive oil. So I'm going to go grab that real quick, and I will be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Had to go cut it from the garden. Owning your own house means a whole lot of chores, but it does mean every now and then you get fresh parsley. All right. Now, this is really easy, okay? All you got to do is blend it all together. And in fact, I'm not even going to grate my Parmesan separately. I am just going to whir it in the blender until it gets a pretty good consistency. So here we go. It's blending time. I want to make sure when I do these streams that everything is realistic. If you just came home from work, your blender is also going to be put away somewhere. So I'm not being inefficient. I'm just being realistic, y'all. Alright. There's that. Good to see Nelly and Biggs having a little reunion. We used to hang out a lot. Can I get some more chatting up in here? If you're a friend of mine and you don't have an account, please sign up for one so I can say hi and ask you guys questions and stuff. I really want to be able to talk to you guys when I stream. Alright. For the Parmesan cheese, it says a half a cup of grated. And if you are familiar with cooking, you'll get a sense for how much... the energy. Thank you, Nelly. You'll get a sense for how much Parmesan makes about a half a cup, so I'm going to just guesstimate. But if you're doing this and it's your first time and you want to just grate it a little and then measure and then grate a little and measure, that's fine. So here, going straight in. And now I'm going to turn off the mic and just whir that real quick. Alright, now my thing has little measurements on the side, so I can see I have just a little bit more. RIP headphone users. It did not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's going on? Oh, it's because it's also picking it up from the other mics. That's a rookie mistake. My bad. Let me try it now. No, you can still hear me. I guess this thing isn't working. It's supposed to turn off, I swear. Or maybe it's not even going from that at all. Maybe it's going from this here. No idea. No idea. It's a mystery. No one will ever know. Okay. Next time, I promise, I will mute that. Alright. So that's kind of nice because I like putting Parmesan on my pizza, so that'll be for later. So there's that. Everything else basically goes in. 3 garlic cloves. Amateur mistake. Exactly. I never promised to be an expert, but you don't have to be an expert to make delicious food. That's the great thing about cooking. There's plenty of beginner recipes, and foolproof ones too. If you want to find a nice big set of easy recipes, let me switch this one real quick. If you want to find a nice spot to get reliable recipes that we know work, type in chat right now, !Pinterest. My wife keeps a Pinterest log of all the recipes that she wants to make, and she gets it all from places that she really likes and that she knows she knows those places are usually reliable. So it's not like Googling and finding a random website. Trolls. Am I gonna have to ban some of you guys? Alright. So there's the garlic. They sell devices that make peeling garlic easier, but I'm stubborn. Alright. Garlic, tablespoon Worcestershire. Please measure if you feel like it. I can eyeball most things reasonably well. Okay. 1/4 cup pitted. Let me make sure. Yes, these are pitted. So I'm not going to get in trouble here. There, you darn jerks. So seriously, if anybody's watching and does not have an account, please sign up real quick. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, because just 10 minutes ago I was trying to figure out where my stream stopped working, and it would be nice to have a lot of people to talk to. I'm lonely. I'm lonely, y'all. My wife's out of town right now, so it's part of the reason why I'm streaming. Alright. Again, you can measure it out. I was just eyeballing it. Hey, David. Glad to see you. We're going to start the pizza stuff in literally just a minute or two. Alright. Now, 2 tablespoons Dijon. The large soup spoon that most of you have is probably about a tablespoon, so I'm just going to do 2 large tablespoons. Alright. There's that. Mustard. Alright. Dijon Parmesan vinegar. Again, measure if you must. And this is 3 tablespoons, so that's a little much for me to eyeball. So I actually am going to measure this one. Go figure. There she is. Alrighty. And juice of 1 lemon. It's easiest to juice lemons when you cut them along the equator, like that. Here are the 2 ends. It's easier to cut like that and then juice. And since I don't want the seeds to get wounded up, I'm going to hand squeeze it over a little strainer. There we are. If anybody, David, if you guys want to work ahead, you can type !menu in chat, pull up the dough and assembly, or actually no, pull up the sauce recipe and start just getting your ingredients together. All right. There's the juice of 1 lemon. All right. Blend into a smooth paste. Good to see you, Nellie. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. All right. Now I'm definitely going to mute it so I can blend and you won't get scarred. Alright, and we're back. I also realized I did not set a timer for this one, so I'll have to go back and watch the video and see how long it took to make this dressing. Almost done with it, though. Haha, yes! I did not ruin your eardrums for a second time. Alright, recipe says do that into a smooth paste, parsley, pepper, and olive oil. For the parsley, you can remove most of the stems since it's not going to add too much. But you don't have to. So parsley, pepper and olive oil, a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. If you've got a grinder, it's a good idea to do this into your hand so you can see about how much you're adding. That's less than a teaspoon, so I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to make the music just a little more upbeat. How about that? Is my voice at a decent volume, by the way? Please let me know. There we go, that's like a teaspoon. Olive oil, 3/4 cup. Again, if you are comfortable kind of winging it and trying to eyeball it, then please do. If not, measure it out. It's about a half. It's about 3/4. I can always add more. All right. Gonna save your eardrums once more. I don't know why clicking it up doesn't work. Let me check one more time. Hello, hello, hello. Darn. All right, that's it. Doesn't take very long at all. Gonna get something to scrape that with. Hey Daniel, are you still watching? Oh, good, you are. Can you send folks an email telling them that it's going on? I realized I forgot to tell them, and some of them had said they wanted to watch today. Sorry about that. All right, it's pretty good. And I'm going to set this aside just for now. By the way, you can tell I'm not a germaphobe. Alright, so that is 2 recipes down: gin and tonic and olive Caesar salad dressing, no anchovies. Alright, now gonna move on to our 3rd recipe, quick tomato sauce. And I do think I'm still going to meet our goal of eating by 6:30. I know it seems like really far-fetched. That's only 27 minutes away. But pizza is really easy to make, y'all. See if we can't do that. Maybe we're not going to be eating everything in 30 minutes, but we'll have the pizza ready. So, let's see what we need. Tablespoon olive oil, red pepper flakes, shallot minced, tomato paste optional, garlic minced, and tomatoes, and then herbs are optional. I'm not doing it today because I'm not going to run outside again. I need to grab one more garlic from over the other side. Hi, Louise. Alright, y'all, I'm going to start a timer for this one because I want to know how long it takes to make stuff. So, olive oil, shallots, and red pepper flakes, we're going to need those first, so I'm going to prepare them first. So, not garlic just yet. Going to do the shallot first. A shallot is essentially it looks like a small onion, and that's basically what it is. It's a relative, so it tastes similar, but it's distinct. Easiest way to prepare it, just slice off the tip. If you don't have a shallot, you can definitely make do with a red onion, or if you don't have that, a different kind of onion would still probably be good. Peel this. After you cut it in half, it's easier to peel. Peel off the top layer. Shallots are kind of like ogres. They've got layers. Alright. There that is. And minced. To say something is minced means that it you basically dice it as small as you can. Easiest way to do that is cutting in half like I have right here, where the root's at one end, and slicing goes right through the root. Put the root away from you, and make parallel cuts towards the root, but not all the way through. This is kind of how they do bloomin' onions, you know, the awesome blossoms, the fried onion like flowers. So you do that, and those all staying together. Oh, hi Andy. Then cut this way, kind of run your knife parallel to the board. I actually go down at a little bit of an angle so I don't end up cutting into my hand. So now I've got it two ways. It's kind of in, if I cut it off right now, they'd be long strips, but I want it minced, so I'm gonna cut it as close to the end as I can, so I end up with really small, well, it's called a mince. Small minced shallot. Here I'm getting close to my fingers, so I'm going to pull them back, and if you're having trouble grabbing on, I do one little slit right here. That way my finger has somewhere to grab. Okay, I'm going to do the second one faster. If you guys want to see how this works, watch the instant replay. There is no instant replay. I'll put it on YouTube later. Alright. Now, here's the awkward part where I've got to move this thing, so I'm going to move this to its permanent location for the rest of this. You're going on a trip, y'all. It's a nice shirt. Remember, if at any time the ride makes you feel nauseous, just close your eyes. Okay, almost done, y'all. That's my ceiling. That's my stove. Let's see, that looks about right. Let me go take a closer look. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Gonna move the red wine, put that away. And the gin, put it back in the fridge in case I want another one. Alright. Now, gonna get one of my favorite tools, a bench scraper. Okay. All it is the plastic thing that lets you pick things up easily. I'm gonna use the blunt side of my knife to scrape this onto here. Just makes it easier. Okay. Now, you need your largest frying pan. I have a nice stainless steel one that's like more than 12 inches. It's very nice. Okay. We need olive oil, shallots, and red pepper flakes to a large skillet over medium-low heat. It says 1 tablespoon of olive oil, so 1 tablespoon of olive oil it is. Again, if you want to measure it, be my guest. I can eyeball it to close enough precision. Okay, shallots. You typically don't have to wait for a skillet to come up to temperature to add things. The only exception is if you're very quickly cooking something, like frying, you definitely need it to be up to temperature already. Or if it's a very, if timing is very important for the recipe. Okay. 1 teaspoon red pepper flakes. I keep them by the stove because we use them so frequently. About a teaspoon. There she is. I could also show you here. And then you want something to stir it with. I like a wooden spoon with a flat bottom so I can scrape. Now, whenever I do two things at once in the kitchen, I always want a way to make sure I don't forget it. And for me, that's this timer I've got here. It's very convenient. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the timer, and when it goes off, I'm going to know, oh, I should go check on that. While that's going, David, Kristen, hope you're watching, because now you guys need to do something with your dough. So, parchment paper is the key to making this whole process easy. If you don't have it, try aluminum foil. If you don't have that, just put it on a baking sheet. So you're going to want 2 pizza-sized pieces of parchment paper. I'm going to take my dough, turn it out onto one of them. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. Now yesterday when I made this, I put oil in the bowl, so that came out super easy. Can be very little clean. Okay. Put this in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to get another really nice kitchen gadget. And that is a bench scraper. It's basically a metal version of what I already used. Cut this right in half. Now, I'm at a point where I'm home alone. My wife doesn't get back for a couple days, and I'm not going to eat 2 pizzas before then because I'm streaming tomorrow and I'm streaming Sunday as well. Because I'm streaming so much, I'm not going to be eating leftovers. So I'm going to freeze half of my dough. Garlic in the dough? Oh no, garlic in the pan? No, I have not. And if you pull up the recipe on your computer, you can kind of follow along. But you can freeze this in a bag and then follow the... Oh, shoot! Wow, I learned something. Sorry about that. I need to be more careful opening things. All right. Wouldn't be one of my streams without something crazy happening. Okay. Now I'm going to put the cord under something so it's harder to fly away like that. Sorry if this is shaky and kind of bugging people. There we go. Alright, so yeah, this 2-way timer went off. I'm just going to keep watching this, stirring it a little bit. I'm on a medium-low heat, so this might take a little bit. I'm going to turn it up slightly. Alright. Now, I realize now, of course, that I only need one of these parchments, because unlike a normal day, I'm only doing one. So what you want to do, this is from the other recipe now. Oh, not that one. From this one, you're going to want to go to forming your pizzas. All right. What you want to do is, you're going to make a ball, put it there, and let it rest for 10 minutes just so it's easier to spread out. It's already been resting a lot, but I just shaped it. And anytime you shape it, it's going to need time to rest. I'm only going to give it 5 minutes, and it'll still probably be okay. Going over here, it's going nicely. Alright, so we're letting that dough ball rest. If you guys can't see it on the screen, it's just resting. I'm going to put this other one in now since we're cooking that another day. Thankfully, this stuff doesn't expire. Alright. What was Zandiel saying yes for, by the way? Alright. Okay. So, go back to this one. Shallots are translucent is our goal. If you look, they're not clear yet. They're starting to get there. They don't need to brown, but if they do go a little too far in brown, that's okay. That'll just be a slightly different flavor. So that's getting translucent. You can kind of see it's more clear and green than it was at the beginning. So I'm real close. It says pulse whole tomatoes in a food processor. You could also do a blender. I'm actually going to do a lazy version of this because the texture is not the most important part of this. So, pull out my can of tomatoes. Now, I'm trying to convince you that cooking pizza is easy, so I'm going to show you just how easy it can be. I'm not going to make my 6:30 time, but I am going to blame that on the time when I had to pause the stream for like 5 minutes. Technical difficulties. Which camera is calling? Oh, sorry. Alright. So I'm going to do the lazy version. Instead of putting this in a blender and having to clean the blender again, I am just going to kind of hand... Those might be too tough to do it like this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it in the pan. So add the tomato paste and caramelize. That's if you're using it. I'm not. Add minced garlic. Oh, okay. Now I need the garlic. I'm so glad to hear Zia is watching. Zia is my niece and she's very cute. So I got 8 people in here. I know most of them are family, but call out right now if you're in chat and you are not one of my family members. Or David. I know you're watching, David. Mincing garlic is exactly like mincing shallot. So David, if you're paying attention, this is the next step. Now, I want the garlic to hit the bare pan. So what I'm going to do before I do the next, before I put in the tomatoes, oh, they got a little browned. Like I said, that is okay. That will just be a slightly different flavor, not a bad flavor. Slightly browned onions is definitely a thing. Okay. Garlic doesn't take very long to go from well cooked to cooked, so I'm definitely going to watch this one though. Recipe says 30 seconds, so when that timer says 15:30, I'm going to move on. Garlic presses are very nice, however it is an extra thing to clean. My knife was already dirty and mincing a garlic actually takes way less time than cleaning a garlic press. That's if you're doing 1 clove. If you have a recipe that has more than 1 clove, then yeah, splurge, little, use a garlic press. Okay, it's past 15:30, so I'm going to move on. The way to stop this garlic from overcooking is to add something else to the pan to take up all that heat. Now, like I said, I'm being lazy and not doing a blender or a food processor for that. But the end result will still taste the same. It'll just have chunks of tomato in it, which, hey, not bad for a pizza. It's another reason why I like this wooden one. Just gonna hit each of those, try and pulverize it, and as it cooks down, it will also kind of dissolve into a nice homogeneous, really good tomato sauce. So you can see very few ingredients here. That is all the ingredients besides salt and pepper. So very simple. You can keep most of these ingredients in your pantry. In fact, you can keep all of these ingredients in your pantry. The reason why I'm not using herbs is because we realize we don't always have an overabundance of herbs, so we'll just use it when we definitely know we have herbs. Alright, no more giant chunks. Recipe says to simmer for 5 minutes. Simmering means bubbles are forming, and they're not forming yet, so I'm going to turn up the heat just to get it started. I want to remind you that our oven has been preheating this entire time. You want to make sure your oven is good and hot before you make your pizza. Alright, that's going to go. I'm going to do cutting board, and hold on, got to duplicate this real quick. Okay, I need it to have not that one, I want that one, and I want the other one. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. Sorry, that's exactly what I wanted. There it is. Okay, that'll work. Now we return our attention. Gonna turn our attention back to the dough. It's definitely been at least 10 minutes. Now it should stretch out nicely. And since I'm doing it on parchment, I don't have to worry about adding flour to the counter. I can just stretch, and if it sticks to the parchment, that's not a problem. David, how's your dough and how's your sauce coming? Ooh, I see my sauce is bubbling. Now the trick to this sauce is you don't have to watch the timer. It says simmer for 5 minutes. That's just the bare minimum. You can go as long as you want. Alright. Now that's most of the width that I want it. I'm going to move this closer to y'all. I'm going to press it out with my hands, and it'll kind of stick to the parchment and stay strung out. If you're patient, you can also just let it rest a little while and it'll become easier to stretch out again. I'm going to feel with my hands, try and find any thick spots and press those out. Now, mine got a little thin. If you like it a little thicker, just don't press it out as far as I like to do mine. So it's all up to your preference. Alright, there's that. Now, if we had sauce, we could move forward. Let's look at the sauce. It is looking good. I just realized I think I forgot a step in this sauce recipe. I do not add salt or pepper anywhere. Oh, there it is. Season with salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, because I got time. Why not? Usually when I add salt and pepper, I I like to imagine that what I'm adding salt and pepper to is scrambled eggs. Because I know how much salt I like on scrambled eggs. This is like, that's 1 serving, that's 2 servings, this is like 4 or 5 things of scrambled eggs. So I'm going to add about that amount of salt. And then I'll taste and add more if I think it needs it. Salt does not make things taste salty until you've added too much. So the amount that I've added right there will not make it taste salty yet. If I kept adding too much, it might. Salt actually acts as a catalyst in your tongue. It makes your taste buds fire off more quickly. So if you've got a smaller amount of tomato sauce or sweetness or something, it'll taste more powerful when you've added salt to it. If you have a dish that just tastes bland, like if it tastes like, I don't know, cafeteria food, try adding a little salt. It might not taste more salty, it might taste more like what it's supposed to taste like. Alright. Pepper makes things taste like pepper. There's no magic in pepper. But fresh ground is much better than pre-ground, just because it, it goes stale, just like bread does if you leave it on the counter forever. Alright. Now, what I'm looking for the end of this, and I'm going to turn up the heat because I want to get there faster. What I'm looking for is when I pull it away, there's not much that fills in anymore. It can kind of hold itself up. You can see there's still a little more liquid I want to get out before it's the right consistency for me. I'm just going to let it go. If you want to leave this all day, you can, as long as you just add a little more water whenever it gets too dry. Like, it'll just start tasting better and better. Alright, I'm going to get out my cheese. I'm not doing many fancy toppings, but if you were doing fancy toppings, you could get those out now. Pre-shredded cheese is great. You can add, you can grate your own cheese if you like. It'll probably taste a little better, but I wanted to start things off simpler, so I'm just doing pre-grated. And I might, at this point, make some croutons for the salad. That would be good. Right, let's do that. It's crouton time. Somebody yell at me if this thing over here catches on fire. Making your own croutons is so easy. I don't know why they don't teach it in kindergarten. All you need is something with a decent crust on it, something stiffer than Wonder Bread, and cut it into whatever size croutons you want. I'm gonna do this, similar to when we did the shallot. I'm going to cut it lengthwise first and then cut off what I want this way. Now, I'm not using a bread knife. That's because my knife is sharp enough. Bread knife definitely makes it easier if you haven't sharpened your knife in a while. Actually, tune in tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to sharpen knives. No, you do not have to drain the can of tomatoes. It's just going to take a minute to reduce, and all that liquid is evaporating off. If I take something here, if I take a glass, hold it over this, capture some of the steam coming off, you can really see there's where all the liquid's going. Okay, that steam came off of this. The longer you go, the less liquid there will be. You see, mine is starting to get exactly where I want it. I'm going to turn it down now. It's real close. As soon as I'm done with the croutons, it'll be 100% ready. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't handle this right now. This is going to be so nice. Alright. Alright. Croutons, right. Almost lost my train of thought. I am going to make enough croutons for today and tomorrow, but that's it. So it's not going to look like a lot. If you're cooking for more than just one, then you might want to make more croutons than this. Alright. Like I said, crusty bread is great for this. Sorry for your ears. I hope that's not as loud as I think it was. Alright. If you put this straight in the oven, you would not have croutons. You would have toast. And toast is okay, but it's not croutons. Croutons usually have some kind of seasoning on them, but the most important part is that they have olive oil in them. And a decent olive oil would be nice. So, extra virgin. Who's the owls? Who are you? Also, West Ham. Do I put pineapple on my pizza? My real answer is sometimes. So, it depends on what else I'm putting on the pizza. So, I guess if you're in the great war of pineapple or no pineapple, I'm on the yes pineapple side. But I'm not going to do it today because this is going to be a simple one. Good to see you new folks too. So, olive oil, salt, and pepper is all you really need. You can bust out some dried oregano, or even fresh oregano or thyme, or you can fancy this up as much as you want. I'm just going to do salt and pepper. Okay. Yeah, that actually works. I've never done it before. How about that? Alright. Oh yeah, that's exactly where we want it. I'm going to turn this all the way down now. Oh man. Look at it. It looks like, almost looks like dessert. Looks like jam, tomato jam. Alright. That's all you need. I'm going to spread them out a little bit. One of these ways to do it is to just give it a shake. Those two need to be separated. And I did my oven as hot as it goes, so this is going to go very quickly. Only like 2 minutes, but if your oven's lower, then yeah. Where is the kebab? Where's the kebab? I'm trying to find the kebab. Aha! Here. Crouton kebab, just for you. Kebab pizza? I'm so confused. Alright. So the sauce is now ready. I'm going to turn it off and start assembling our pizza. We're only 30 minutes in, and we are almost done, y'all. Let me get a hot pad. Don't need this one now. Okay. This pizza sauce, just because of the size of the can, makes enough for like 2.5, maybe 3 pizzas. So I'm not going to use all of it today, especially since I'm only making one pizza. Ah. Cheese and tomato pizza, yep. Cheese. Nothing better than just a simple cheese pizza. Like, It's easy. It's only been 30 minutes, and we're already well on our way. All right. Like I said, not using all this by a long shot, because this makes enough for 3 pizzas. I'm just doing 1. I'm home alone, y'all. Give me a Bible thump in chat. It's sad without your significant other there with you. Thankfully, I've got you guys, 12 of you, spending this Friday with me. You're not drinking alone if you're on Twitch. So what goes on kebab pizza? Lamb, I'd assume? What's the sauce? Also, are you from Sweden? Because if so, that's really freaking cool. I love the internet. Meat feast. Well, I'm doing a meaty pizza. It's going to be probably early May. Or actually, no. I'm probably going to do it for my birthday, which is April 24th. So go ahead and follow my channel. It's that little heart at the top if you want to see a meaty pizza. It's a Detroit style pizza. It's so good. I'm doing it for my birthday because I love it so much. So go ahead and follow, and I'll show you guys how that works. Probably the 24th. Look at this schedule underneath the stream to see. This is only my second stream ever, so I don't stream very much yet at all, but I will. So this is definitely not going to be my not going to be an everyday type of thing, but I will do it. I'll do it whenever I've got time. Wednesdays work pretty well for me. Thanks for that follow, Westcam. Wednesdays I'll probably stream most weeks and maybe one weekend day, but then my wife is going out of town again for all of May, so I'll probably stream maybe 3 or probably 4 times a week in May, just because I'm lonely without her and I need folks to you guys give me the motivation to actually cook, because I could just right now make 3 or 4 pizzas and then eat leftovers for the rest of the week. But instead, I'm going to cook something today, I'm going to cook something tomorrow, and I'm going to cook something Sunday because I want to stream. So thanks for giving me that motivation. All right, now I worked out the math on this this pizza, and it's actually about $6 per pizza this size. And of course, that's going to be dependent on what toppings you have. So your mileage will vary. That's all you need for pizza, though. Look it, it's a pizza. We just made a pizza in 33 minutes. We're gonna have to cook it, but that's like, the oven's doing the work at that point. We're done working. I don't know why I have it on this one. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to add a little bit more because we have it. I've got some leftover pesto from when we made pasta at one point. You can easily make pesto and leave it in the freezer for a long time, pretty much indefinitely in the freezer. And then when you need it, take it out the day before, put it in the refrigerator so that it thaws out, and then just put a couple dollops on. I'm not going to spread it evenly like the sauce. This is more like little bites of flavor. You could also put fancier cheeses in little piles, like blue cheese or brie, or any other gorgonzola, any other cheese you like, and of course any topping that you can think of. The only thing that I would say, if you want to put bacon on your pizza, cook it most of the way through first, because the amount of time it spends in the oven is not long enough to cook bacon. So you're going to end up with soggy bacon, which might technically be safe to eat. It won't be still raw and diseased, but it's not going to be delightful. So half cook your bacon before you put it on a pizza. Okay, we're ready to go. what I'm going to do now, oops, that's not what I wanted. This is a pizza peel. It's very useful. I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't have one of these though. Take a cutting board and slide your pizza with the parchment and all on your cutting board. Go over to your oven. If you have a pizza stone or a, oh shit. Sorry about that, I forgot about them. Thankfully, they're not burnt. They're a little burnt. They're not terrible. I just forgot about them. It's because it wasn't in the plan. I just did that on my own. Okay, so here we go. Gonna put it onto a pizza stone. If you have a pizza stone, great. If you don't, a pan in there is fine, or a cast iron skillet upside down works fine. Just whatever you can put it on. The thicker the metal or the stone, the better, actually, but there it is. Okay, we've got our kebab. That's a tester one, see if it's okay. A little too crunchy for me. Now, I'm about to forget my pizza if I don't set this timer. So I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. I turned up my oven all the way, so it might be done in just 5 minutes. I'm going to check it just to be sure. That is a little too burnt, but since this is such an easy recipe, I am going to start over. The nice thing about this recipe, I picked it to be one of my first recipes because it's so easy. You can do it twice in the amount of time it takes you to do another recipe. Alright, try number 2. Sorry about cursing if any of you guys are have sensitive ears or in a location where that's frowned upon. Like I said earlier when I did this, a bread knife works, but if you have a really sharp chef's knife, that also works, which is convenient because I like my chef's knife. I like this one. Alright. I'm only making enough croutons for 2 people. One for me today, one for me tomorrow. Now this pan came out of the oven, so it's going to go fairly quickly and it's going to be really hot. So just be careful if you're in this situation and you're doing a second batch. Move them all together so that it's easier to coat them in this. And olive oil. Salt and pepper. I've got that timer, so I'm not going to forget about my pizza when I'm doing something else. I should have had the timer when I did these. If anybody in chat can remind me when I'm when I put these in now, make sure I don't forget about them, please. I don't want to have to do this a 3rd time. So the nice thing about this cooking show, it's live. I'm doing everything in real time. So if you watch something on YouTube or on, oh man, that's looking good. If you watch something on YouTube, or if you watch the Food Network, a lot of the time they cut out some of the waiting, they cut out some of the repetitive tasks, like if you're chopping two things, they'll only show it chopping half of one. So with this one, you get to see the whole process, which also means if you want to cook it later, you can watch the video of this, of me cooking it, and cook it at the same time, at the same speed, and you don't have to keep pausing and unpausing videos and stuff. You can see exactly what to do when. It's like having a personal assistant or a video cookbook. Okay. I set my timer for the pizza for 5 minutes because I have a pizza stone. If you don't have a pizza stone, it'll probably take more like 8 minutes, maybe up to 10, just depends. One of the things about cooking is a lot of the time you just use your senses, try and see, does it seem done yet? Does it seem like the step that I want it to be at yet? I forgot to set a timer for the bread, the croutons, so I'm going to check them now. Not yet. You want them to change color slightly, so that's what I'll watch for. Nothing like a gin and tonic on a Friday. David, how's your pizza? For those of you who don't know, one of my friends is actually cooking the same thing at the same time, so I can see if my instructions make sense. And at the end of the day, they get a delicious pizza as well. So David, how's it going? All right. That's my timer to check the pizza. And I'm going to check my croutons at the same time and give them just a little movement. They haven't changed color at all. I'm going to look at my pizza. I'm going to peek underneath to see if the crust looks good. Just got to lift it slightly. Oh, the underside of the crust looks great, but the top is not done. So what do you do if the bottom is done and the top is not? You broil. That makes heat from the top. It'll make that cheese bubble and look delicious. So bottom's done, gotta broil the top. The broil is very quick, just 1 minute. Oh, yours is in the oven too? Look at that pasting, that's amazing. Okay. The only thing I realize I don't have yet is the cleaned lettuce for my salad. So I better do that if I'm going to have a salad, which I think salad is pretty tasty, so I'm going to make a salad. It's also going to be super quick. You can easily buy the pre-chopped, pre-washed stuff, but I'm cheap, so what are you going to do? And I have that timer going to tell me to take out the pizza in just a second. But until then, I'm going to work on this. And I'm going to make enough raw lettuce for 2 days, and then only eat half of it today. Let's check this pizza out. I'm going to make it big and center so that we can see it. Alright, it's the exact opposite of what we did before. Actually maybe 20 more seconds. Stuff underneath looks fine. Okay. Just 20 more seconds. So, here we go. Rinse some of this while we're waiting. It's good to rinse your produce because even if the manufacturer rinsed it, it's been sitting in the grocery store. Mistakes could be made. People could sneeze. People can make mistakes. You could have something weird on your hands right now. So it's just, rinsing is nice even if something says it's already been rinsed. Okay. I like tearing by hand my lettuce into bite-sized pieces just because it's easy. And I read somewhere that it doesn't wilt as much if you tear it by hand instead of chopping because it tears along natural... Oh shoot. I said 30 more seconds. I did not set a timer. Y'all can't let me do that. Oh, amazing. All right, I'm gonna turn it back to bake mode, turn off the broiler. Now taking out the pizza is the exact opposite of what we did before. And we've got a secret weapon. We've got that parchment paper. All you gotta do, this is plastic, it's gonna melt, right? No, it's not gonna melt. I'm gonna grab the paper, pull it off, and only once it's off am I gonna put it on the thing. Now, I'm gonna take it off the parchment too, that way it stays crisp and it doesn't steam itself. All right, it's looking good. Might have gotten a little too brown due to the broiler. That's my fault for not setting a second timer and trying to do too many things. You can see just the slightest amount of color on these. The corners have a little bit of brown on them. That means they're perfect. Turn off the oven. We're almost ready to eat. Give it 5 minutes to cool. All right, going back to make my lettuce. In fact, the oven action is mostly done. So here we go to that. We are almost ready to eat. So I think I was saying about lettuce, it's better when you tear it. Not only because it's easier, but because it tears where it is already weak. So it's not like you're crushing the cells. It's more like you're pulling soda cans off of a 6-pack. 1 second. I want... There we go. So it's not like you're crushing cells. It's like tearing sodas off of a 6-pack. Each of the sodas doesn't get damaged. The sodas in this case are the cells of the lettuce. If you cut, you're going to like break those cells. It's going to start wilting. Most vegetables actually have chemicals in them to fight off predators. So like if a caterpillar starts munching on your leaves, you want to release something that tastes bad so the caterpillar runs away. So it'll actually taste a little bit better this way, torn instead of cut, because it's less violent. I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have a salad spinner. I want this to be very accessible for people who don't have anything. If you don't have a salad spinner, take a towel, dump out your lettuce, fold it over to a little pouch, just swing it, make sure you're not going to hit anything, sling it around. It's basically doing the same thing it did in there. Spinning makes centrifugal force, which forces the water off. So if you don't have a salad spinner, that's what you do. You might want to toss it once. Oops. I'll wash these. Like I said, I'm not a germaphobe. You might want to toss it once. That way, any parts that are still wet can get a chance to dry out a little more. Okay, everything's had its chance to dry. Again, half of this is for tomorrow, and I'm only going to dress the half I want to eat right now. Because if you add dressing to the other half, the red wine vinegar has acid, and that acid is going to break down the leaves, and that's no bueno. So I'm going to store the dry stuff actually just in something in the fridge. In this case, I'm going to just do in the salad spinner. Oh, David, your pizza looks gorgeous, man. Yeah, that's fine. It'll be fine. Just watch and make sure it doesn't burn. Take it out when it starts to get brown. Okay, so there's the amount I want to eat today. Get my Caesar salad dressing. Caesar salads only need 3 things: dressing, croutons, and cheese. So let's go ahead and do that. I do like 2 teaspoons, that's the smaller spoon, 2 teaspoons per serving basically, but you can stir it and then see if you want a little more. You might want to take care of any animals you have. They might be super needy. This is Eloise. She tolerates me. I love you too. She wants her dinner. It's almost 7 here, which is usually when she eats, so I'll get her dinner in just a minute. Alright. Love you. Back to tossing. So like I said, just needs 3 things: dressing, croutons, and cheese. For the cheese, Parmesan is really the only way to go. And as far as presentation of the Parmesan, if you've got a vegetable peeler, you're in business. Because you can just take your block of Parmesan and make little Parmesan chips almost. It'll taste really good to have like a little bite of Parmesan, a little burst of Parmesan in your mouth, instead of like something grated. We'll just kind of coat everything and every bite will be the same. But did Zia like seeing Eloise? So I'm going to shave using a regular old vegetable peeler. Just however much looks right. A decent covering. A little bit more. Because why not? She's good. Okay. While I'm at it, and while that pizza is still hot, I'm going to sprinkle it with the Parmesan so that hopefully the sprinkled one melts back onto it. If it doesn't melt, I can always pop it back in the oven briefly just to remelt the Parmesan. Oh, it looks like it's melting. Oh man, I am in for a treat. Okay, croutons, about half of them. Where's Maya? Transfer tool. And that's all you need. I'm going to add one more thing because I'm bang even, and I'm going to part with tradition because almost every salad I have, I can't resist adding some pistachios. We've got some, just, they sell it already shelled, and they just, they're just so good on most salads. Keep it in the freezer, it'll never go bad. It might go bad, but not for a very long time. Alright, let's cut us some pizza and eat. David, yours should be getting pretty close now. Hope to see a finished product soon from you. Look at this, it's 7 o'clock and we're ready to eat not just dinner, but dinner with salad and a cocktail. On the night that I came home, you know, I didn't work all day on this. It was super easy. Okay, gotta get the pizza ready for cutting, and to do that, I'm gonna put the rest of the salad in here, but separated from the other one, since this one is technically not clean. There we go. Put that in the fridge. I will put it in the fridge later. There's not very much room in there. Okay, time for pizza. Using a pizza cutter wheel is always nice, but you don't actually have to. David, yours almost ready? That's awesome. Because it's Friday, you deserve a break. This was hardly any work at all. I'm gonna probably have seconds because I'm a hungry man. Okay, here we got a finished product from David ready to go. And our guest had one. Excellent work, buddy. Looks delicious. Oh my god. Yeah, you got the top bubbled exactly how it wants. If you're done, take it off of that sheet pan, or else it might get a little, it might steam itself. So there's still water, steam in the crust, and as it cools, the steam wants to escape. If you let it escape, good. It'll stay crisp. If you don't let it escape, if you leave it on something flat, the steam will recondense, turn into water, and you'll get something limp. This is not limp. This is good pizza. That's that. Oh my god. I'm gonna just eat a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna make dessert, because I've got a really great dessert recipe. Super fast, like super fast. Gotta turn this off because I just took my first bite. So it took 58 minutes. Probably would have been less time if I did not do the salad, but it would also be less time if I wasn't streaming. So the first time you do it, an hour is great. You could probably cut it down to 40 minutes. Okay. Oh, I need to feed my cat. If you have any questions, please let me know. In just 2 minutes, I'm gonna start on dessert. You want dinner? It's dinner time. Yeah? You want dinner? Yeah. There you go, baby. Come on. It's dinner time. Time for some food for you. Enemies, you want dinner? Ebenezer, you want some dinner? Yes, you want some food? Yes. I love you too. Yes, it's almost time. It's almost time. Time for the food for you. I know, I heard you. Let's go. Here we go. Hi, Dr. Pat. It tastes good. It really does. I'm really happy with how it turned out. But you're going to hear that a lot from me because I'm only going to pick the most reliable recipes to show you guys on this stream. I don't know about you, but I'm full. I'm ready for dessert. I'll eat this later. That's right, Mom. There will be a replay for him to watch later. All right. So, what I'm doing for dessert is called a trifle, and a trifle is kind of like the term nachos. Nachos can refer to lots of things. Could be just chips and cheese. Could be a whole crazy thing. Meats and veggies and avocado and all that. So a trifle, similarly, can be very simple or it could be very elaborate. What I'm going to do, here, let me put on some dessert music. Let's see. That's good, isn't it? Alright, let's have dessert, shall we? So a trifle could be super ridiculous or it could be very simple. I'm going to make it very simple. All you need is, for each person, you need a graham cracker. I'm going to change this to 2 tablespoons, so I tried it and you could always do with more butter. Alright, so for each person you need 1 graham cracker, a tablespoon of butter, some powdered ginger, some cream, sugar, vanilla, and raspberries. I'm going to gather those up so that I can get started, and time starts right now. Graham crackers. The ground ginger part, sugar, vanilla, nutri, raspberries. Oh, cream. Alrighty then. Took me 2 minutes to get the ingredients but it's just so easy. All right, 2 tablespoons of butter. Melt it over medium heat. I use a silver pan. That way I can actually see the color of the butter, which for this recipe matters. If you ever see a recipe that calls for browning the butter, then obviously seeing the color would be a useful thing. I'm going to add just a tad more because I don't think that was 2 tablespoons. Looking at it right now. All right. And I set a song with nothing after it. Whoops. Now I'm going to go to another one. It's dessert time. Time to get fancy schmancy. Three minutes into this recipe. Alright, so while that melts, I'm going to set a 1-minute timer so I don't... 2 minutes, because over medium heat, this will take at least 2 minutes to brown. So I'm going to set a timer so I don't burn it, and I'm going to move on. 2 minutes. The other part of a trifle must have fruit, it must have whipped cream, and it usually, not always, has some sort of like graham cracker type component. I'm going to get a bowl, probably about 4 cups, a bowl that could hold 4 cups. This one says, oh, it doesn't say, but that's about the right size. And into the bowl, I'm going to put all of the cream, so that's 1 cup. Fancy schmancy. Now we're on this step. Cream, sugar, and vanilla. Sugar, it calls for how much? Tablespoon of sugar. I can have all that. It's about a tablespoon. And vanilla, shake well. For vanilla, I think it was 1 teaspoon. No, 1/4 teaspoon. That would have been too much. The dessert mood just changed quite a bit. I think it also got a little louder. Let me turn that down. Alright. So we're going to whip the cream, sugar, and vanilla until stiff peaks form. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. You can whip it by hand. I'm going to use an electric whipper because I have it. Might as well use it. This is a really nice device. It's an immersion blender. It also has a blender attachment, but I'm using the whipping attachment. That timer means I should check on the butter so that I don't burn it. I'm going to check on that. For brown butter, the best sense is your sense of smell. Okay, so it doesn't yet smell nutty. The goal is for it to smell nutty. It's getting real close though, so just 1 more minute on that. So yeah, only 3 ingredients for our whipped cream. Let's go ahead and start on low, and if you're using an electric one like this, it's a good idea to cover it. That way, in case things get out of hand, any splatter is going to happen in the bowl and not all over your kitchen. Slowly turn up the temperature. Oops. Don't do what I just did. Okay, I ran it without one hand to steady it. You might end up this whole thing flying off, so be careful. That's looking good. I'm going to speed a little bit, and then go check on the button. Oh yeah, that's getting there. Almost ready. So you can kind of see it's starting to get brown. There's some golden bits. The solids in there are proteins, and they're what bring the flavor. So we really want them to get a good golden brown. One more minute. I'm going to speed just a little bit more. I'll show you what your goal is, so I know I'm being secretive underneath this flour. Oh man. Okay, here's what you want. Let's see if this will stretch all the way. You want to see tracks left over in the bowl. Now, the white balance is kind of screwing with it, so I have to be real creative to make this to work and for me to see what I'm doing. Alright. So you see how there are still tracks left over? You can kind of see where the whisk was. That's what you're aiming for, and they're called stiff peaks because they don't flop over. That one flopped over, so I'm going to have to whisk some more after I tend to the butter. So that's basically done. Okay, this is now browned butter. You can see it's gotten more brown. It's not bubbling anymore. To the brown butter, you're going to add your graham crackers. I like to use another wooden spoon so that I can break them up once they're in there. Put them in. Oh! I almost forgot a step. I'm going to set those aside. Sorry about that. We want a little bit of ground ginger in this, just to make it a little more interesting. Just a little bit. I'm going to stir that in and then put our graham crackers in it. You know, ginger snaps are nice, so this is kind of getting a little bit of that essence in here. You can, by all means, skip it. Okay, now, crumble this up. We'll make a really nice topping for our crumble. Ow. Okay, be careful. If you are too vigorous with your chopping, you might squirt some brown butter onto your foot. Oh well. This dessert's worth it. Okay. Now, at this point, you're going to want to watch this because it's going to burn really easily. So I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit and set just a 1 minute timer, and then we might be ready to eat. 1 minute. Okay. We want a stiff peaks, remember I told you? And if you're using a hand whisk, this is the method you want. Just your arm does most of it, not your wrist. This is going to tire you out. Use your arm. Okay. Now, that's a stiff peak because it's not going to collapse on itself. Let's see if I can get a peak to form. See how it's standing straight up and I can't make those little points fall over? That's stiff peaks. That's ready. You can taste a little, see if you like the amount of sugar. Good. Wash some raspberries and desserts done. Any berries will work here, really. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use that same strainer I used for lemons earlier. Don't need to soak it up because lemons would go well with this as well. So turn off your heat. Check this. Oh yeah, that's done. Okay, I'm going to move this into a bowl just so that it gets out of the hot pan. the longer it's in this hot pan, the more it cooks. So, gotta get it out of the hot pan. I'm only using half of these today, so I need to, I'm not going to plate it yet. I'm not going to serve my dessert yet. I have to save half of these for later. All right, it's our brown butter graham cracker with ground ginger. All right, I still need to wash these raspberries. I'm just going to do half of the pint because I know I want some today and I want some tomorrow. Okay. Turn the raspberries upside down because they're basically little cups and they'll hold on to the water. So you want to dump out all the water as best you can. Okay, ready to make our dessert. Now for a dessert, you can do it in a glass. That would be kind of fancy. I think I'll do that. Let me get a margarita glass. That's nice and wide. 1 second. All right, it's been 13 minutes and our dinner's basically ready. I mean our dessert. 15-minute dessert and it will really impress. You put half of the berries on the bottom. Then you put some whipped cream. I'm gonna go ahead and do a spoon because that's what I want to eat. Take some of that whipped cream, set it on top. A trifle does not need to look evenly layered like lasagna. It can be just a little bit on top. Then you like a pile. It's all going in your stomach anyways. Okay, that's about half of the whipped cream. The other half is for me to eat tomorrow. Then half of the graham crackers, so that's about 1 graham cracker's worth. Then the rest of our washed berries. And then here's something that really can make your dessert taste good and really impress people because they don't expect it. Some fancy salt, just a tiny amount, can really contrast the sweetness. And like I said earlier, salt brings out the flavor and other things. So just a tiny bit of salt on top. If you ever had salted caramel, that's kind of what we're going for here. A little bit of salt will bring out the sweetness. And you don't need a pound of sugar for it to taste sweet. That's dessert. I already had a bite of my pizza. I had a bite of my salad. I think I've earned a bite of dessert. Graham cracker, some raspberry, and some whipped cream. Wow, yeah, okay. The graham cracker is buttery. The whipped cream and the berries together make it taste like a raspberry ice cream, but not as cold. It's the simplest thing. If you make the whipped cream ahead of time, you can even do the graham crackers ahead of time. They don't have to be hot. This thing, and just think about 10 of these sitting on a table. They'd think that you paid somebody $100 to make it for you, but it's so simple. Less than 16 minutes until you're eating. That is a fantastic dessert. That's everything today, guys. If you want to make it yourself, please go in chat, type !menu, and bookmark those, because tomorrow I'm making something different, so those bookmarks are going to go away. I'll keep as many of them I can on this previously, so that will have some of the other recipes, but they're not going to stay there forever. So bookmark the ones you want to do again, That way you'll have them for later. Print them out, whatever, it's up to you. I hope you enjoyed. At this point, I'm going to leave the stream on while I clean. That's for two reasons. One, because I want to be honest, like the cost of cooking is not over when you're eating. It's when you're done doing all the dishes. So I want to be honest about that. So I'm going to leave the stream on while I do that. Also, so you guys can ask questions. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll be glancing over to check on the questions every now and then. This timer is going to be for the total cleanup time. I don't think it'll be more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So thanks for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. I really appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of your day to show you some amazing food. It tastes really good. I hope you guys can enjoy some cooking. David and Kristen, thanks for cooking the pizza with me. I hope that it tasted as good as it looked, because it did look good. And everybody out there, try cooking. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty quick. You know, I started at 5:30. It's 2 hours later. I've been trying to entertain you guys as well as cook. And if you did a little bit of it on the day before or the week before, it would be even quicker. So cooking's awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't expect you guys to watch me clean dishes, so if you guys leave, don't worry about that. Thanks. Since this is dish cleaning time, I'm going to put on some other music. So for most of the stream, I try and stick to things that are not under copyright. That way, I don't have to worry about them muting my voice, because Twitch and YouTube will mute out any time that you've got any music that you're not paying for. I mean, rightfully so. So whenever I'm talking, I don't want to lose what I'm saying by Twitch or YouTube muting me. So I'll be playing that royalty-free music during most of it, but anytime like this where it doesn't matter if I get muted, I'm going to play whatever I dang feel like. So I'm going to play some classical music. Mostly because my wife sang this song, this piece. It was amazing, and I like watching it again and thinking back to her performance. Where's this? Oh, there it goes. There it is for you guys. Gonna mute my mic. Yeah, dead boy, you might want to try restarting your browser maybe. Let me know if anything ever gets too loud for y'all. I'm not sure if I can do that, Dr. Pat. I'll have to check, because that would be a very nice feature. Now, do you mean for me to hear it, or for you to hear it? Because I would like it if I could hear it. I don't know. I'm sure it would be a different solution to make it so you can hear it. Sorry, that might be loud, I realize. I'm whistling into a microphone. Never leave dishes unclean. Then you'll get tired, you'll not want to clean them, they won't get clean. It's really sad. Better to just do them. You don't have to do them right before dinner, but right after. Anything else that needs to go in the dishwasher? This can. I think that's it for the dishwasher. I guess this can too. Move this so I don't trip over it.
This isn't dirty, I just used it to transfer parchment. This device itself isn't dirty, just the whisk attachment. I don't think I need more butter. Those don't need to be refrigerated. Ah, rest of this stuff. Alright, 20 minutes. Probably would have gone faster if I wasn't texting and stuff, but not bad. Total time was just over 2 hours and 15 minutes. And for the gourmet shit we got, plus, I'll remind you, that salad dressing, that's enough for like 10 more salads just like that. So, yeah, I'll be good for salad dressing for a while. Just curious, anybody still watching the stream? It says 5. I've got 2 computers here on it, so maybe someone's still watching. Hi, Mom. This is so much better than going out for pizza. Well, better tasting. Going out is very nice. But better tasting, cheaper. I mean, you know exactly what's in it, so that's good. I'll bet it's almost 7 where you are, right? What are you guys having for dinner? Is it gonna be eating out? Is Dad gonna do something? What's up? Oh yeah, I gave away 2 servings of the mac and cheese today because I made it half recipe, but even still, it made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It made 6 servings even with a half recipe, at least for the serving sizes that I do. And do just a little more gin and tonic. Oh, lamb chops. Sounds great. Kate was very surprised when she learned that we would have lamb chops with mint jelly. She'd never heard of that. She said, actually, no, false. Do you do mint jelly with only lamb chops or lamb chops and pork chops? Because I remembered both. Wow, yeah. Dad did the steak outside, I take it? Eat this out of the bowl, it's easier. I did the plate just for show. Both, that's what I thought. Kate said that was weird. Habanero jelly, that sounds really good. We just finished off one of the jars. We still have more though. Long day. I wish Kate was back. I'm not terribly surprised. Alright, Mom. I'm gonna go play a game with my friend. He's the one who cooked the pizza. At the same time, I showed the picture of his finished product on stream. It was really cool, but it's not super caloric. Like the one I made is definitely not. It was a third a cup of oil, but that's like the main calorie bomb from it. And I guess the Parmesan, but you don't put that much dressing on it, so. And that dressing will last a while. Anyways, I'm gonna go play with that guy, finish my dinner, have my dessert. Thanks for watching. If there's anybody else out there, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Bye, guys. I'm gonna stay in the chat for a little bit if you want to say bye, Mom.